In this one, we're going to have a look at one of Go's built-in functions, and that is the init function. Now, this is a function which you don't call yourself, but which Go calls automatically for you when a package is initialized. So let's have a look at how this works and where you would use it. Okay, so some use cases here: registering components for the package, preparing package level state, and setting up behavior during package initialization. And like it says, most Go programs use init sparingly. Now, before we write any code, it's important to understand when the init function runs. So this is it really. Package initialization follows a predictable order. First of all, any package level variables are initialized, then the package's init function runs, and then the program's main function runs. So this happens before main in order to initialize any packages which are going to be needed when main runs. Okay, so let's have a look at an example. Now, in real life, you might not use it for this, but the example needs to be simple enough for people who are just learning Go, but complex enough to sort of demonstrate it. So in this one, we're really looking at when init runs and just a high level idea of what you might use it for. So we've got a variable which is a map, string keys and string values, and then we have a function where we can pass a name and a description, and then what it will do, it will add the name as a key in formats, and then add the description as the value. And then in main here, what we're doing is we are printing out the formats. So if we run it at the moment, we're just going to see an empty map. So let's do go run main.go. Okay, and the reason why we have an empty map is that's how we've initialized it, and we haven't added any keys or values yet. So let's register formats as part of the init call. So here I'm going to say func, this will be init. Now init does not return any values and it does not take any parameters, and you do not call it yourself. It gets called automatically when the package is initialized. So when this main package is initialized and before the main function is ran. So first thing that will happen is any variables will be initialized, then init runs, and then main runs. So in init, what we're going to do is we're going to register a format. We'll say that the name is JSON, JavaScript, object notation. So that's what JSON stands for. Okay, so now that we've registered a format as part of the init, when main gets called here and when println prints out, we should see that we now no longer have an empty map and that we have at least one value in there. Let's go and run this. Go run main.go. Okay, so we have a map with one item in there. Key is JSON, value is JavaScript object notation. And so here what we're saying is that when this package registers, what we want to do is we want to register a bunch of formats which can be used by this package when it is run. Okay, so a fairly simplistic and maybe unrealistic example there, but at least now you've got a good idea of when everything executes and when everything runs. If you're enjoying Go Bytes but you want to know how you can piece all of this together in a realistic project, then check out my Build Your First Go app course, because that's where we do exactly that. I'll leave the details in the description below. And if you want to do a little bit more reading, then check out the GitHub version of this lesson, the text version of this lesson, because there's some important information in there, or some very useful information in there, which gives you an idea of the kind of real world examples this will be used for. And it mentions some examples and also when to avoid using init, because this is one of those functions which can be easily misused, and what you actually really want to do is just use the main function instead. So don't start using init for all your setup. Use it just for scenarios where it should realistically be used. And so if you see here, we have an example where it's saying database drivers often register themselves automatically when imported. So that might be one use case, but you don't want to be using it for all of your setup just because you know it exists. And also, because it happens automatically, it can make program behavior harder to follow. So always default to using main unless you have a really good reason to use init. Okay, time to get your hands on the keyboard and have a go at this yourself, I think. So, simple little challenge here. Create a program that defines a map that stores supported file types, implements a register type function, and then uses init to register CSV with a short description, and then print the registered types in main. So fairly similar to what we've just done. Sure you can do this. Pause me now and give that a go. Okay, so I've initialized a map called file types here. What we're being requested to do for the registering of file types is almost identical to what we're doing here, where we're registering the format, except instead of setting keys and values on the formats array, or the formats map, what we're doing is we are setting them on the file types. So I think I can just copy that and rename parts. So this will be register types, and instead of formats, this will be file types. And then in the init, what we want to do is call that. So register types, the key will be CSV, and the description will be comma separated values. And then in main, all we need to do is just print that out. So I'm going to say print line. Okay, so what happens? Initially, file types gets initialized, and then when the package is initialized, init gets called, register types gets called, adding CSV to the file types, and then in main, when we call this, we should see that CSV gets printed out. Let's go and test that. Go run main.go. Okay, so you see we have a map, one item in there, CSV, comma, separated values. Okay, how did you get on with that one? Hopefully now you have a good idea in what order everything is initialized and called when a package is initialized in Go. So like I say, first thing that happens, the variables are initialized, then any initialization of custom initialization is done using the init function, and then finally the main function is called with your application code.